Alright, here we have Transformers Prime Deluxe Hotshot. And as I'm sure most of you already know, he is a repaint and a slight retool of the Robots in Disguise Deluxe Bumblebee mold. And right off the bat, if you ask me, this guy does it much better than Bumblebee. It's something that he just looks cooler. I don't know if maybe it's because we got the first edition Bumblebee, so that we all comparing the Robots in Disguise Bumblebee to the first edition, and this is the first representation of this character that we've gotten, or maybe it's just the new head sculpt and the paint apps that look better than the Bumblebee paint on this particular mold. But whatever it is, I really like this figure. Start off, he does come with the double blasters, just like Bumblebee does. We've all seen these before. They peg into each other here, oops, right there, and then peg onto the front of the car, just like so. Pull those off for now, take a look at the car. He is the Bumblebee sports car mold in a nice shade of blue, with some very nice flame work going down the side, and then on the hood of the car, and on the other side as well. Very nice. You got some tail lights back here. You got the exhaust down here on the bottom. Kind of a blue tinted clear windshield windows, even in the back windshield as well. You can see through a little bit. Of course, you see through, you look through and you see robot parts, but that's not a big deal. And you got the silver engine up top with the port for the blasters. But very nice. Rolls very well. Looks great. Just like with Bumblebee, where the hood of the car was kind of a different shade than the rest of the body, you can kind of see that this is a different shade of blue than the rest of him. But it's not quite that nose. I don't even know if you can see it on camera. Definitely you can see it in person, but it's really not that bad. Moving on to transformation, first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here. I like to start by unpegging the arms and pulling them down. And then we just unpeg the back and pull down his legs. We'll fold these down and then unpeg them. And these peg together really well. Kind of like my Robots in Disguise Bumblebee pegs together in the legs really well too. Jeez. Really peg together well. I'm going to open up the doors. And then we're going to unpeg the top of the car. We'll fold that under and pull this back, just kind of out of the way for now. Come up here, and we're going to, just like Bumblebee, he has the automorph where you pull out his shoulders and the head pops back. But also, just like Bumblebee, it sits back a little bit better, but not quite all the way. So if you come back here and if you hold the arms and push the head back a little bit, and then come on back, it'll go down a little bit more and sit a little bit more flush. Position that down, and there you have Hotshot in robot mode. And again, you can see the obvious differences between him and Bumblebee. Still got the blue from the car mode, plus some red accents on his arms, his shoulders, his legs down here, and of course the biggest difference would be the brand new head, which I think looks really cool. He does have the goggles, and the goggles can come up so that you see his face and his eyes. He's got some eyes down there, very nice. I'll get him in front of the camera. Very cool. And then flip the goggles down, like so. I like leaving the goggles down, but at times I will pull them up. But he looks very good, if you ask me. The head sculpt and this colors on this mold just seem to work so much better than they did for Bumblebee. Articulation is the same as it was in Bumblebee. The head will rotate, get a little bit of up and down as well. Shoulders will turn 360, but again they're kind of angled, so they bump into the doors in the front of the car a little bit. They get a swivel at the elbow and a bend at the elbow. Ball joints at the hip, back and forth at the knee, and you get a little bit of forward on the foot, but that's as far as it moves down there because of the leg in the car. Can take his blasters just like on Bumblebee. Split these apart and peg one on each forearm. And there you have Hot Shot, all set and ready to rock. If he'll stand up for me. And just to give you a quick look at him with his mold counterpart, here he is with Bumblebee. So, as you can see, get him straightened out a little bit. That's better. There we go. Now, so now you can see Bumblebee with Hot Shot, and again, this guy just looks better in this mold than Bumblebee does, and I really think it's because we had the first edition, which is much more closely resembles the CGI model, and everyone saw this guy and went, wait a second, that doesn't look like Bumblebee. But since we haven't actually seen this guy in the show, there's nothing to compare him to, which I think helps this character a lot. So yeah, you know, if you're into the Prime line and you want a cool character, I definitely recommend picking up Hot Shot. If you see him, she's probably going to be a lot easier to find than the Vehicon or maybe even Knockout. Even though they are both 2 to a case, I can see this guy kind of sitting on shelves because he is a Bumblebee repaint, even with the new head. But I definitely recommend picking him up. He's a lot of fun and looks really good with the rest of your Prime figures. Transformers Prime, Deluxe Class, Hot Shot.